Pastor Jason here. We're reading through the Bible, and you've made it to the New Testament. We're starting the book of Matthew. We'll do a couple videos on Matthew. Just a wonderful book. It starts with some of your favorite parts of the Bible, the genealogies. And remember, the Jewish tradition ends with Chronicles being at the Old Testament end. And of course, Chronicles starts with 9 chapters of genealogies. Well, when you get to Matthew, again, genealogies. Why? Because Matthew is showing you that Jesus is a continuation of this hope, right? This redemptive story that God is writing, and this is a continuation. That it didn't end in the Old Testament, right? It's a continuation of what God is doing. And Matthew starts quoting the Old Testament a lot. You see that, and you see John the Baptist come on the scene, and then Jesus is there, starts talking about the kingdom and his reign and rule. And Matthew is showing us that Jesus is the new and better Moses. Don't overlook this as you're reading through the book. In fact, even the structure of the book, it's broken up into 5 major sections, each closing with a big block of Jesus' teaching. Well, Moses wrote the Torah in 5 books. Well, you're going to see 5 big blocks of Jesus' teaching in Matthew. And just like Moses went into the wilderness, how Moses fasted for 40 days. Remember, Jesus goes into the wilderness. He fasts for 40 days. Moses went on Mount Sinai and brought back the law. Jesus goes on the mountain and gives a sermon on the mount, right? And he's teaching with authority and power, this new authoritative teacher for Israel. And he's announcing the kingdom, and the kingdom that's coming is not going to be one like people expected it. It's going to be one that's going to bless the poor, right? And the humble and the merciful and the persecuted. And then the next section of Matthew, it starts laying out all Jesus' miracles, the wonders, how he starts healing people, all his acts and powers. And this section ends again with a major block of teaching in chapter 10, where he's gathering this group of disciples together. He's announcing the message of the kingdom. But when you get into chapters 11 through 13, you're going to see that some people accept Jesus and some people reject Jesus. The religious leaders, the Pharisees, Sadducees, the religious elite, and the scholars were all rejecting Jesus. And again, he gives a block of teaching in chapter 13 saying why that is, why some are going to accept him and why some are going to reject him. And you see that this doesn't take Jesus by surprise. It's not a shock to Jesus. He gives the parable of the soils. He gives the parable of the mustard seed. And he's talking about the kingdom again. It's not coming in a way that people expect. But remember, this is the first half of Matthew. You understand Jesus' identity. You understand he is the Messiah. He's the fulfillment of the Old Testament. But many people are rejecting him. And so what's going to happen? Well, we'll talk about that in the next video on Matthew. Until then, happy reading. God bless.